What up, everybody? This is Jason Lee, and this is Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored.
And I'm Melissa Ford, a.k.a. the Curve Queen.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Giovanni. Hold on.
And straight off of a plane, as reckless as he's always been, David McIntosh is going to be with us for a full hour.
What's poppin', kids? What's going down? The UK's finest, son.
Before we even get started.
What the fuck did you just say?
The
UK's finest son.
The UK's finest son.
I got many titles.
Wait, can you talk into the mic? And can you quit twisting? Why are you twisting so goddamn much?
He was twisting in the wind already, anticipating what the fuck you're going to ask him.
So, well, we already know we're definitely talking about Trump because the last time you were here, you pissed a lot of people off saying that you were pro-Trump.
I've heard he's had a change of heart.
Well, we'll figure that out.
I wasn't going to wear a MAGA hat today. So.
Hold on.
Oh,
you
for
have to
God's
talk
sake.
into
Okay. Sorry.
I know it's difficult for you to have a blunt object that close to your mouth, but
Don't let him talk to you like that, Dave.
David, unlike you, David has embraced the gay community and he has profited from it.
I love the gay community.
You keep fighting it.
What?
You just need to be a little gay. I'm telling you, that's how you come up.
I'm pro
Just a little bit.
LGBTQ community.
Just a little bit.
No, but you pro with like blinders on. Like you pro with like in a
What do you
force
mean?
field.
Wait, you want me to?
Meaning like David will go to some island in some little skimpy underwear and crack jokes, take the underwear off and show his ass, knowing that there's a bunch of niggas on there trying to look at his booty.
Relax, bro. Hold up a second. Let's tone that down a little bit.
I'm talking about the video you just posted where you had on I think you had some red trunks on.
Oh, yeah. Come
And you
on,
were
man.
giving your underwear away.
Of course, yeah. I got to entice the people because that was, I was hyping people up for DC Pride.
Yeah.
Oh, that was wild. Oh, come on now. Yeah.
See? So he got booked for DC Pride. He gets booked for these gay events where they pay him money.
But you know, the guys have fun out there. If I hold straight parties, the people there are all kind of,
Hugging the wall.
yeah, doing nothing whatsoever. Those guys are loving life. They're voguing, backflipping, doing all kinds of things.
He said voguing, backflipping.
Yeah, so you know, it's
Yo,
life.
get your money, man. I wish I would host a gay
Exactly.
club. Tank.
There's a
perform at
limit.
gay
Don't get me
club
wrong.
all
There's
the
a
time.
limit. Don't say get your money, but there's a limit, you know. But
Oh yeah, I host a gay at a gay club.
Well,
I
there's
got booked.
no limit over here. Shout out to Master P. Okay, so you had told me a funny story one time.
oh, here we go.
No, I'm not going to go too far into the craziness, but you had told a funny story one time about how you were tricked into hosting a party in Seattle. I think it was Washington. Wait, can
hell
you
yeah.
please just tell the story?
Yo, that's sick.
Because the story's so funny, but don't give it away. Tell the story.
Okay, this is the catfish of catfish. Like, this is so bad, it's actually pretty disgusting, to be honest. Anyway, there was this Filipino beauty queen, and she was living actually in Hollywood, okay? She was driving Lamborghini. Well, these were the pictures anyway. She was driving Lamborghinis, all this kind of good stuff, and she was hitting up quite a few of my friends. Anyway, I'm chatting to this girl for quite a long time, and we started, on the phone, a bit of sex talk, this and that, right? So she's calling me up. I'm gonna cut. This is uncensored, so this is X-rated. I don't care, but
Go
I don't tell you.
ahead.
And let's cut the mustard. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Anyway, so she's playing with herself on the phone, okay, and doing all this, and I'm shit, like.
Is
boys
this
listening to
FaceTime?
this? No,
Or
this
Skype?
is back in the day. This is years ago.
Yeah, I'm about to say
FaceTime.
iPhone. Okay.
FaceTime didn't exist back then.
They're just talking on the phone.
Okay,
Yeah,
just
talking on the phone.
So she's playing with her pussy and you're jacking off.
She's drawing me in. It's like a honey trap. She's drawing me in so good, man. Hook, line, and sinker. She says, listen, I can get you a job over in Seattle. That's my hometown. We're going to pay for the flights. Come and see me. We're going to have a good weekend. It's going to be real sweet. So I'm like, oh, hell yeah, man, definitely. You know, she's been giving the good news over the phone, making me feel all good. She looks sweet. Oh, you said Filipino beauty queen. Filipino beauty queen. Anyway, so I land over in Seattle, fly over there. We've been speaking together for like 3 months now. I land in Seattle, and I'm greeted by, she said basically she was doing a modeling job actually in LA at that point, and she was going to meet me later on. So she says, my brother's going to greet you. So her brother turns up, young, small Filipino guy, you know, and I start chatting to him. He's cool. I'm like, oh, your voice sounds pretty familiar, bro. Anyway, so...
Oh, you say it's cool?
Yeah,
I mean, shit,
anyway.
that is his sister.
So we get to the hotel, and I'm starting calling up, say, yo, what's going on? I said, where you at? Well, she was answering the phone, you know, so the phone was not answering whatsoever. So we get to the hotel, and he steps in the hotel, and he starts hanging his stuff up. I'm like, yo, bro, what's going on? Oh, no. I'm just going to get changed. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to get changed. And then, you know, when we go to the club, I'll come home later on, and that's it. Basically, long story short, I'm calling her up non-stop up all weekend, okay? She's not answering the phone. It turns out she doesn't even exist. It was a young Filipino guy.
So at what point did you realize?
I realized it straight away. As soon as he got off the plane, right? Okay, he sounded exactly like her, right? But I would have thought if I came clean.
But in your mind, you're like,
I tried to convince myself it's a lie.
it's a lie.
It's a lie. I tried
Just
to convince
hoping.
myself, hoping, wishing. It was.
You saw pictures of this him?
No, it wasn't that. He was catfish. He
On the
was sent
phone.
pictures of a beauty queen. Nigga, did you fall asleep during
I'm
the story?
listening. Listen, I'm
Basically,
listening.
The guy was pretending to be a woman all along.
I know that.
He dragged me over to Seattle.
He paid for your flight?
Paid for the flight though. And hotel. All food included, all expenses, per diems, everything.
Did you end up hosting something in Seattle?
No, there was no party.
He was trying to make you host that ass.
I went to the club. I was looking for some flyers and some pictures of me, and they was checking my ID on the way into the club. I'm like, what the hell?
So did you just say to him like, look, we just gonna be buddies this weekend?
No, because check this. So then the day, I was there for 2 days. This was not.
He was there for 2 days.
I was there for 2 days. Okay, so his boyfriend, big fat white guy, looked like one of those dudes who plays Warhammer, sits in his mum's basement. They pick us up to do a little tour. So, and this is I'll be truthful. So basically, I came back drunk, and he comes back there. Oh, can I just sleep in the room? I'm like, oh my goodness, brother. Look at the face of Melissa right now.
because I've been catfished, so it's like the whole thing
not
is
like
This is a
this,
real
though.
catfish, though. This is a real
In
deal.
person?
No. What's happening is somebody's using me to catfish people.
Okay, but not like this story.
She's
You ain't
having
traveled.
phone sex
Yeah.
with men. So, by the way, just a sidebar. I'm sorry, I have to latch on to the story since it's relevant. If you think that you've had conversations with me on Skype, it wasn't me. If I asked you for money, it wasn't fucking me.
But if it was on Backpage, bitch, it was her.
No,
I had a conversation with you like years ago.
the bitch catfish.
Yeah, she got me good. You was over in the Bahamas. Good. I was sending pictures and shit.
Wait, was that before Melissa Ford became an Uber driver or after?
This is way before, man. Yeah.
So okay, so you was there for 2 days still.
Okay, I was there for 2 days, basically. So his boyfriend was chauffeuring us around. We did the tour of Seattle, but he was sat there mean mugging me all the time, and I was like, "Yo, what the hell's up with this brother, man? Relax." So he was hating on me, but I didn't realize at the time he knew the scoop. he knew the score. He knew what.
Well, what was the conversation between the two of them? Like, that's his boyfriend, so of course he's mean mugging you. Like, my boyfriend's trying to fuck you.
I'm gonna tell you something. If my nigga brings this in my car,
Yeah.
I'm whipping his ass. No, I'm not gonna. I don't believe in domestic violence.
So you end up leaving, hopefully.
So I
one
leave,
day.
but listen, obviously I knew it, but I believed if I kind of, if I confront him then and there, I'm gonna have to kill him.
And you're gonna be stuck.
Straight up,
And you're gonna be
stuck in
stuck.
Seattle. True. So as soon as I got to the airport, check this out. As soon as I got to the airport, I called her up again. Well, him. I called her up, her phone, and she answered, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I said, "Don't lie to me."
You're not fucking in LA.
I said, "You're outside in the car. You just dropped me up, you son of a fucking bitch."
And that,
I said, "What are you lying for? What are you lying for?"
What did he say?
No, and she was
say?
like, "What are you talking about?" Then she's like, that's it.
and you never talked to him again.
No. Then he set up a fake profile of me, pretending to be me. It was like I had 37,000 followers.
Wow.
And he started kind of putting up lame stuff. This guy's good. He or she is good. They're real good, man. Honestly, I don't want to.
Okay.
I think credit. He got me over from the UK
To Seattle.
to Seattle.
So-
Slept in a bed with me.
So let me tell you about David McIntosh. So I was in 2 different countries, Australia and London or England, and was supposed to hang out with you, and you faked on me both times. You're the
come on,
worst.
bro.
You
Come
are
on,
you are the most flakiest friend I have in the world.
Why you try me like that on radio, bro? You're a sick man.
No, I mean, when we hang out, it's fun and it's wild as hell. But getting you there is a process.
Because I know you're wild, and I've probably been partying way before then. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So
He's wasted.
Come on, man.
I go to Manchester. But who the fuck goes to Manchester? Nobody.
actually there, yeah.
I go to Manchester all the way over there for a Christmas party. You're supposed to come. You don't come. I FaceTime you. You're at a club with other people.
He's gonna lose the
Just
power
give me
of
2
speech
seconds
right
and
now.
take a sip of water. Basically, what happened was,
He gets marbles in his mouth when he tries to fucking, explain himself.
I've heard that before.
in the UK, we party from early doors, and you came up late. You missed your trains or something like that,
Stop being flaky, but at least you made it here today. So I remember right before Trump got elected, you were the one who told me first about Libya, and you were talking about Obama, and you were talking about Hillary Clinton in Libya. And for all of us that aren't in Europe, Europe is so close together now. All that, the whole world seems closer together than it is to us.
For sure, 100%.
And the United States, we are a little cocky. We're the United fucking States of America.
Just a little bit, you guys.
We're the leaders of the free world out here. No,
self-proclaimed.
So I would say, don't fuck with us. I'll hit Trump. Your ass won't make it back. No. So, you know clearly more about what's happening around the world than some of us.
Yep.
And then you were in the military. So you had a different perspective on the whole Clinton and Libya thing. So what was your perspective at the time? And then let's talk about where you are with Trump.
Okay, so for instance, I believed everyone was jumping on the bandwagon of hating Trump. He's racist. He's sexist. He's this, he's that. Without any facts, I would challenge a lot of people. A lot of people really hated him, and no one could say anything. Oh, well, he said this, and I give them facts, and they could never really challenge those facts, and that was annoying me. But then they jump on the Hillary bandwagon and say, oh, she's good, she's this. I said, oh, excuse me, please, brother. Excuse me, please. This woman has decimated, I repeat, decimated Africa. And I say that in Libya, the stuff that's going on over there. I mean, it's not just her, but she was part of the problem, along with France. But going back to Trump, now he's been in power for a little bit. Yeah, he's done some good things for your country, but I will hold my hand up, and I proclaimed this on Facebook. I said this, I said, you know what, maybe Macintosh was a little bit wrong. And I was, to an extent, I was. And the point where I seen it was in Charlottesville.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, right then and there. Now, this son of a bitch, man. So I will, you know what I'm trying to say? I was pro-Trump. I will say I was pro-Trump.
No, you were pro-Trump and beyond pro-Trump. You and I were going back and forth. But it was because, to me, I had never seen the slavery in Libya.
Oh,
I hadn't seen it.
But exactly what I'm saying that is like, for instance, everyone was up and raw for, not everyone was been raw for Hillary, you know, and also Obama. But what they did over there, they took a stable figure in Africa, Gaddafi, very stable, 100%. For everyone that knows, I was in the military for a long time, Royal Marines Commando, okay? And I'll give you some hot scoops right now, okay? What we was doing, we was sending the guys that we was chasing down over, okay, some of the SBS lads, SAS lads, I'll get hung for this, but people I know, okay, right? The guys that was chasing down in Afghan, Taliban leaders, okay, they were the same people that were training up to influence rebel factors in Libya, okay, to rise up a coup and rise up people to take out Gaddafi, because Gaddafi wasn't playing to the fiddle. Mm-hmm. He was not playing to the fiddle of Obama and Hillary. So I despise these people for taking out an African country that was trying to bring power to Africa. Mm-hmm. That was trying to you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Bring power back to the country. Mm-hmm. And it was all for money. It was all for money.
So why did they go over there and kill?
So excuse me if I'm very against France, England, and America.
But why did they go over and kill Gaddafi, though?
Oh, because he was, you know what I mean? It was, everyone says this.
They killed him on television.
Sorry? Yeah, hell yeah. Well, they claim this, so he's been in power for a long time, but all of a sudden, he's very against the people, so to say. Do you know what I mean? The people.
They said they basically said he was a dictator, and likened him to Saddam Hussein.
Exactly, that's it.
Yeah, there was a.
But he's been in power for years, and then now all of a sudden the people want change. They want this. They want all that. It's like, get out of here, man. It was a deal going on. He wasn't playing to the coy of what Obama administration wanted, France and England wanted. So they had to get rid of him.
And so when you
and it was too powerful. Like I said, they don't want powerful people in charge like that.
They killed his son too, right?
Yeah, they killed his son, yeah.
Okay, so then that's what made you anti-Obama and anti-Hillary.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm anti-establishment, to be honest. After being in the military for a long time and seeing what we do and how we go about our business, I'm anti-establishment. You know, we're bad. We are not good whatsoever. And slowly but surely, we're taking over the free world. There is no free world left whatsoever. You know, we try and rule, we bully. We're not cool. We're not good. You know?
You think the United States is a bully?
Will I get my visa taken off of me for saying this? It's just a joke. It's radio.
Okay, so then
Quite
when Trump put his hat in his name in the hat for president of the United States, and he was saying grab him by the pussy and all kinds of reckless shit, did you really think he was going to be a stable enough leader to not get us into a nuclear situation with another big country?
I thought he was changed. I was weak. I was hoodwinked. I thought it was different. But let's say this: there is no man, woman, beast or child on this planet that is going to be put into power that's not ruled by a higher figure. 100% there is not. So yes, he was totally different than Obama, 100%. But I still believe someone's pulling his strings.
Not different in a good way, though.
Yeah.
But did you like him because you thought he was anti-establishment? Because
Yes,
that's how he comes
why
off.
I thought, you know what?
Finally, somebody who's not going to play to the politics of Washington.
Exactly, that's it. You know what the people, it's like, for instance, a lot of these politicians, they sit there, they have no prominence, they have no power of speech. They're not like a Malcolm X, they're not a Louis Farrakhan, they're not a T.D. Jakes. Right. They stand there and do
What
absolutely
you know
nothing.
about T.D. Jakes?
Bro, it's my boy, man.
Really?
Really? T.D. Jakes, man. He doesn't know me, but I know him.
If I ever found out that you and T.D. Jakes hung out,
Oh, bro.
I would not even be able to look at that man the same.
But yeah, so I felt for him, for the wrongs he said, I still thought at least he's different. Yes, he may not be saying things that are in context that were politically correct, but at least he's being himself, being a creative, so to say. At least he's being different, an individual. That's better than being a puppet. But I think that was just the kind of beast that was needed to coy the people in, and did it not? Did it not bring a lot of the Americans in? Because a lot of you voted for him.
Shit. Yeah, but
You had your choices. You had
they were
choice of two monsters.
Yeah, but
what the hell?
they
had your choices.
They were tricked just like you were tricked. So when you saw Charleston, what did that do to you?
Yeah. So that made me angry. This sucker. Okay, you had. I don't know what you call them over here, but you had the Ku Klux Klan, the NF, in the UK it's national, you Combat 18. You had all these white supremacists, and it's not white supremacists like peaceful marching. It's white supremacists like
emboldened by racism,
gangs.
and they have the intention to be violent. Yes.
These are violent gangs.
Yes.
These ain't playing around. These preach hate.
Yes.
Preach hate where they're going to attack, they're going to lynch, they're going to do every goddamn thing. Okay, so, and when they also run over somebody, and then you've got protesters. So people say, to defeat hate, it's got to be love. That's bullshit. Get the hell out of here, man. So if you have a hate force coming towards you, you can't come up there like a Mary Poppins, man. You're going to come up there with force. So if there was a side...
You know what I love about you? You're passionate. So intense about everything.
Man.
I love it.
So you're going to come up there with force. So let's say, for instance, there was a movement against that came up with force. Yes, so goddamn what? They needed to do that. But for him to just come up there and say... this is what got me. That's the right hook to do that straight out, man.
Who, Trump?
I threw my MAGA hats away. I threw everything away for him to come up there and say there was bad on both sides. My brother, please, how dare you?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it was clear cut.
It's clear cut there. You know what
White
I mean?
supremacists and Nazis and everybody
exactly,
else.
That's it. Come on. So that for me was a turning point. It was a sad day. It was a sad day.
Well, listen.
Yes.
Welcome back on the other side.
To the light side.
Yeah. No, but it's at that point now where it's still kind of lost. I mean, who's going to step up in his place? No, but he has done. I don't know if he's done good for the country. I believe your economy's doing good right now, so you can't lie about that.
But I think that the economy doing well is basically just it's a trickle down effect from the Obama administration. 8 years of that, he cannot claim responsibility for that. He can't.
But you know what somebody said earlier today on The View? I was watching before I came over here. We haven't heard nothing about what's going on in Afghanistan. We're still over there fighting.
Syria, man, look what the hell. This is the thing. They keep you all cooped up.
So let me ask you, so for us that are in America, I mean, people do listen to this podcast all over the world, but why do you think we're so disconnected from what's happening in the other world?
Because you know what it is? The greatest tool to ever influence people is the media. And where is everything created? Where is the epicenter of the world, of the media come from?
Here.
Hollywood and that, right? No. America, they will have you believe. Now, I'm not going to bag off America. I love America. It's great. But they will have you believe that it's a proper first world country. I could walk out 10 miles, goddamn, straight down there and see Tent City. Do you see that on the news? No. Hollywood, glitz, glamour. People are great. People are amazing. No. You got homeless people not eating. And that's been through
You got
years.
kids getting killed in schools.
Yeah, exactly. And it's terrible. So, excuse me if I'm wrong, but America isn't all shining, all dancing, all great. No, it's not. There's people out here who are, you know, starving, dying. But then again, you're propaganding it over in other countries as well.
So when people look at when people look at America from the other countries, what do they think of us?
Oh, well, okay. See,
Because like I just got back from Dominican Republic and they love America because they see it as a way of.
they're the hoodwinked. These people are not, okay. They're not. I'm also far as saying losers, but yeah, man, they're weak-minded. They don't want to learn. They don't want to listen. They don't want to see the bigger picture. And you know, they see the Kardashians. They see the Kanye West. They see all that. So they don't try and look into the more insidious, sinister nature.
But when they see our school shootings, like we just had a school shooting in Santa Fe,
They think it's pathetic.
what do they think about us? Or what do they think about the fact that, like, I just came from Australia. It's not your country. It's where you were with your wife.
Yeah,
But Australia, by the way, I met a couple of your friends. Anytime somebody knows that I'm friends with David McIntosh, they just want to buy me a bunch of alcohol. So
They can't understand our lack of gun control. They just can't understand it in other countries. They're just like they see it as a very simple problem that could be solved, and they don't understand why we don't do it. I'm just like, because the NRA is a very strong
That's crazy,
organization.
the gun control out here. It's crazy. You know?
Anybody gonna get a gun?
Yeah,
Anybody.
It's madness. But I mean, like I said, you have a lot of problems over here, but it's overshadowed by the glitz and the glamour. So yeah, there is a school shooting here. That doesn't happen anywhere. Well, okay, I'm not saying it doesn't happen anywhere else. I can't make that statement, but nowhere near as much as.
it's not happening in London.
No, it ain't
or
happening
Australia.
like that. No, what happened up in? It was only a few days ago that Texas shooting. You know, and it's always the same perpetrators. You know,
White men.
white guy, long hair, Warhammer, playing Xbox, sitting in his basement, that kind of. And it's strange, and it's like, why is it? What is going on in this country? What's being put in your water? What the hell is going on?
Yeah, where these little white boys just feel like the way to, like, you know, kind of solve the problems of their teenage angst is to go into a high school and blow everybody away.
That's it. And it's being masked, you know? They're not getting to the root of the problem.
Well, speaking of the problem, Kim and Kanye.
Oh, man.
No,
Hey,
but let's get into
suck,
some
man.
let's get into some hot topics. But I'm glad that you're no longer pro Trump.
No, man.
Yes.
Because now I
You've
can
done
start.
awesome.
Now I can start to post you on my
Respect, bro.
Instagram
High five.
again.
Right.
All right.
Okay, so since you're
Leave
not...
your hand in, it's okay.
Oh, I'm
So-
sure you guys will get to that later.
So David, since you're not pro-Trump, but it seems like our boy Kanye is, what do you think about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
He must have got your MAGA hats out the garbage.
So check this about Kanye, right? I was a big fan of him back in the day, and he seems to have lost his mind and gone on some kind of. He's here, there, and everywhere. It's hard to understand who he is, where he is, because he's so many different characters and different beings. But he was under assault on the past few days for the. It was a choice.
The
you know?
slavery
But
was
for
a
the
choice.
person that doesn't really look into what he said, yes, I believe saying that on TV, it was a choice. No, you know,
That was
you
a
can't-
choice.
It was dumb to say that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you sit back and look at what he's saying, for me, when I heard what he was saying, I knew he didn't mean it in that context.
Mm-hmm.
What he was saying as like 400 years is like kind of, you know, you can look over to the Caribbean and you can look into Africa and all these other countries. Because he was saying 400 years and you're enslaved for that period of time, they could have, I believe what he's thinking, if they really wanted to, they would have overthrown the white rulers, okay? In New Zealand, in other countries, they've fought to the death. So look, I'm not saying it's like, I wasn't there, that's not me. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm not gonna say, I would have done this, I would have done that. But I believe what he's saying is, if they really wanted to, you know, they would have done it. And that's what I believe what he's saying.
I mean,
and that's very controversial.
I mean,
but
there are powers in numbers, and if
Yes.
we're all together. But back then, we were taken out of our country and brought somewhere to build. Wait, but let me say this. I just do feel like at that point, like we were not empowered we didn't have weapons. We didn't have the money or the control. We didn't control anything. So I guess I could see the point where maybe he's saying, you know, if we all would have banded together, we could have overthrown the master. But I do feel like because his voice is so big and influential, he should have really thought out how he wanted to say it.
100% without a shadow of a doubt. But I'm just saying, I'm not going to castrate him. He should have been smarter of what he said, but I'm not going to castrate him. For me, I can look deeper into what he said and I can understand it. But other people cannot do that.
Surface,
you know. But that's the thing. He's such a powerful figure that he should be careful of what he says and explain it more rather than just throwing it out there. Because if he's doing that, it's like people are gonna like attack him as it was.
A certain way. Yeah.
Take his words for face value. No, but they did a good job. They did a damn good job on the black people over here, on Africa. You know.
What, responding to it?
No. As in slavery. That's a big topic, but they did, you know. When it's choice, they really did, you know.
So now slavery doesn't exist. I mean, this was maybe my own ignorance, but slavery was only here?
What do you
No,
mean?
it was in the Caribbean.
America? Yeah.
But we
Slave
fought for our
ships-
freedom.
yeah,
This
slave
is the thing.
ships-
We fought our freedom.
It's exactly what Laz was saying. Slave ships picked us all up from Africa. We all got dropped off in different places, but we all come from the same place, same continent. But we were dropped off in the Caribbean. We were dropped off.
But like London didn't have slaves.
There's colonization.
Because I mean, history was
we
not
didn't.
my thing.
No, we didn't. That's the thing is, no, the English, we didn't. We had a, so the
English
Scottish.
came over here.
Yes, we brought them all. We created the plantations, the French, the Dutch, Spanish. We created the plantations over here, so we brought them all over to the islands, like Jamaica and all that place. But from what I gather, we fought for our freedom over there, and that's where it was independent, not independent, but you know.
But during the era of where black people had to sit in the back of the bus and all that here, were they treated that way in Europe?
No. Now that's what pisses me off, man. That's what pisses me the fuck
Segregation.
off, man. Segregation.
No, because
Now,
I know
you're
because I know a lot of people were mad that the United States sat by during the Holocaust, but did a lot of people sit back during slavery?
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. This is what pisses me off, America. I'm going to say this right now, okay? Segregation was happening. How dare they? They'll go over there and criticize South Africa for having apartheid. You mother suckers, let me tone it down. Was having the apartheid in the 60s. And white people over here were treating black people like that did never happen in the UK, ever whatsoever. Nowhere in Europe. But over here, that's like, so I hate to draw up a division between races, but there's still people out there that kind of, that mindset is obviously still implanted over here. Now, it's crazy to believe that was happening in the 60s over here. But like I said, through the media and through America, what it portrays and what it wants to push out there can mask it. Oh, it didn't happen. Oh, that didn't happen. That really didn't, it didn't exist. They don't push it out there, but they'll push out what Hitler did. Oh, the Holocaust, they did that, he did that. They'll throw out all that good stuff non-stop, but what America done, that takes a back burner.
Oh yeah, no, slavery is a dirty look.
See you later.
Yeah.
So now America's giving you all your first black duchess. How is that?
Oh man, Let me just get a
So when you first heard that she was going to marry Prince Harry, did you first say like, damn, I wish I could have hit that first? Or
I got, first of all, and I was saying this because I'm a veteran, I've been in the military, and I feel like I have a right to say it. I don't like the royal family. They do nothing for the country whatsoever. They're not powerful. They're not prominent figures. They say nothing. They're not motivational. Never once. Well, I remember one time seeing the Queen. Now check this. One time, the Queen, it was at the Olympics, and they had a choir of deaf and blind children. Check this.
Wait, stop. Wait. Hold on. Wait, hold on. No, because I'm not going to laugh about this, but wait. What do you mean they had a choir of deaf and blind
children?
kids?
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying.
How do they know what they're singing?
I don't know, but they did it. That's what the real part of the story is. So check this: a choir.
You never heard of Helen Keller?
50 strong, at least 50 strong, of deaf and blind children, singing "God Save the Queen." She did not flinch. She did not shed a tear. She just looked straight through them like a woman with no soul.
I mean,
if deaf and blind children,
she's got a stiff upper lip.
Jason, yo, you be balling, bro.
If 50 deaf or blind kids
she's
are
diplomatic.
presented to me, first and foremost, I'm gonna be looking for cameras like y'all trying. No, because because if they start messing up the words,
It was a struggle, believe me. It was a struggle.
How did they sound?
Oh no, they
probably sounded amazing.
They was good. And it even nearly brought a tear to my eyes.
So when they exited, did half exit left and half exit right? Because
bro,
we're not gonna do that.
Give him a break, bro.
Shit.
Anyway, she was soulless. She was heartless. I don't know. The royal
Why do you
family.
think she's like that? I mean, because I seen that picture that went around of her mean mugging her.
That was just a photo.
They ain't cool. They are not for the people. These people, they perceive themselves.
monarchy.
They put monarchy. They put themselves higher. You know, as we look on the ants and we step on the ants, they perceive us like this. Do not think these people are for us. Do not believe that they perceive us like that.
They said the queen
us.
has like what do they call those people that she sends out to kill people?
Oh, MI5, MI6.
She has those for
hell
real?
yeah, they'll do a number on people real time, real quick. And check this.
What's the name of them again?
MI5 and MI6. It's like secret. It's like their CIA.
And they pop up and kill
Like Mission
you.
Impossible.
Yeah, yes.
She has
Mission
them.
Impossible shit.
Yeah, the 007
So just for those
style.
listening, the royal family, we love
That's
you.
it.
She with the shit.
I'm gonna have to run over to Puerto Rico after this. But getting back to the whole Meghan Markle stuff, Meghan Markle, right?
Markle.
Okay, so Harry, he ain't Prince Charles' son. We all know that one.
How do we not know
Oh,
that?
we all know that one. Oh, he's like
Because he
James.
still got his hair.
Oh, he's like James Hewitt. Okay, for the viewers out there.
Oh, the
Google,
butler.
Yeah, Google James
Yeah.
Hewitt, man. Google James Hewitt and put that picture. You'll see it all. Put that picture.
He does look like him.
Next to Harry. They
Yeah.
look exactly like each other. No, never once I've ever seen a royal go on the front line. Harry's been on the front line because they don't give a damn if he cops it. He's been on the front line. See, that guy does good. Harry does good. He seems to me like a very good character, like his mother.
He's got
Diana.
swag,
a
too.
good character. I don't see a lascivious mind. I don't see bad in him like I do within the rest of the royals.
He's just like you, naked running through hotel rooms in
Exactly.
Vegas with the
There you
girl.
go.
Living his
See, that-
best
That's why you
goddamn
like him.
life.
So they would never allow a black lady, brown lady, whatever you want to say it, marry into their blood. Never in a million years.
So why do you think they let
Why?
Meghan?
Because he's not their blood. And second of all, I think there's something in her eyes that I don't quite like. She doesn't look good to me. There's something in
Like
that.
something spiritually?
No, I can see. I feel like she.
Wait, you're saying that Meghan Markle, there's something bad about her?
Bad about her.
You
She
think
looks
like
bad,
ill
bro.
inten- like ill
I
intentions?
believe that the Queen is. This is straight from the King's mouth, King David. It's straight from my mouth. I believe that they've got her to keep it. If you can tie up a man's mind, you can stop him doing good. He's out here to
that's
do
deep.
good. But I
Wait,
believe they
slow
put her in
down. Say
place.
that one more time. That's
Okay,
deep.
if you can tie up a man's mind, then he can't think about anything else. And I believe Harry is out here to do good. Okay, but they put her in place for this woman to tie up his mind. They've
So she's
not
a
hired
black.
us so to
So
say,
she's like a
but
black widow.
Yeah, Black Widow. They put her in place. They have put Meghan in place. I look in that woman's eyes. I can see the soul, man. TD Jakes has got me, man.
Wait,
God.
wait.
You
So
say
when
T.D.
you,
Jakes
when you
got
look
you.
at when you look at Meghan Markle's eyes, what do you see in her soul?
I don't see a soul. That's what I don't see. I see a woman fixed up, ready to take control of him, fix him up, control his mind, and keep him in place. Keep him in place. She's going to dump him hot quick and put him in.
She's not
turmoil.
gonna
She's
dump
good.
him.
She's not going to dump him.
Okay, she's gonna put him in such a place of hurt that he may not recover from. I've seen it happen to men a million times over. You know,
So
when
do
he
you-
could be doing good, now he's gonna be on the back
So
foot
do you-
trying to make this woman.
So you're one of the believers that the Queen killed Princess Diana.
100%, 120%, 120%. I'm not going back to the UK.
I thought it was the paparazzi.
I don't care, man. Power to the people, man. Power to the people. It's about time people speak, man.
So do people
Real talk, man.
So
real talk.
So Camilla Parker Bowles, is she a hoe?
She a hoe? Oh, well, she's portrayed to be a hoe, probably a hoe, you know. Those people have got no soul. Like I said, they are not of our nature. They are not of human nature. They are not of us. They are not our people.
Do you think the Queen masturbates?
Jason,
You know what?
You
No,
gonna
but
have an MI65 Tekashi 69 coming after your ass?
You know, they from what I know, from what I've looked into, they do a whole lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that I won't even start to begin to talk on here. You know?
So-
when you talk about the billionaires and rich people, they look to sinister means to fulfill their needs.
The Queen, and they billionaires.
The Illuminati was in my DMs. They asked me to join.
Oh, what?
The Illuminati doesn't DM you. That's so creepy.
They summon you with an old nigga named Otis knocking on your door.
I was just like, no thanks, not right now. I'm just saying.
Okay, so listen, Roseanne. Let's talk about speaking of racism.
gosh.
Roseanne, who was
Yes.
just gonna
Oh,
her show was back, and it was about to be the biggest thing since sliced bread. And then what happened, Melissa?
Well, she had a successful first season. It generated about $45 million in ad sales. And then Roseanne went and tweeted, Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had a baby equals VJ. And VJ, who she's talking about, is Valerie Jarrett. And nobody was having that. It wasn't.
It
Yeah.
equal to your ass getting the boot, and now the whole cast of people that ain't worked in over 20-some
Right.
years.
So ABC has pulled the plug on Roseanne because the president of programming
Ain't
over at
having it.
ABC is a black woman.
Yes, sir. And I
Yeah.
applaud him for doing that. That's a good one. That's a good move.
You
That's
applaud that?
Yeah, no, for them
I'm checking.
No, for them cutting the program.
Hell
Right.
yeah,
That's
boy.
a straight talking. That's a straight move.
But
They
here's
didn't sugarcoat that.
what ABC should have done. They should have killed Roseanne in the show.
Yeah, man.
Then it's not Roseanne.
Yes,
gotta-
it is.
they
You just
gotta-
talk about her. Have a picture on the thing, something.
They make
Roseanne
these
made that
statements.
show, and John Goodman, so it wouldn't have been the same. So they did the right fucking thing.
I think you know what I mean. Make example. That need to be made an example of. You can't go on TV. You can't go on Twitter and start saying stuff like, I mean, what the hell?
Yeah, but
that
then
just
why-
shows you
but-
that racism still exists.
Yes.
Well,
Still
why
exists.
does Trump still get to be in office if he can say that the Ku Klux Klan are just as bad as the people protesting racism?
That's a whole
Yeah,
different
true that.
load.
Okay. Well,
I'm just saying the position of the presidency. I was sitting in my.
Well, he's tweeted.
Hold on, I was in my hotel room in Vegas this weekend watching CNN. They had the '60s, and specifically they were showing the
Rolling
era of when
60s.
John F. Kennedy was killed, and Martin Luther King, and the other nigga,
Civil rights.
the Bobby Kennedy.
Bobby Kennedy.
Like, come on, we live in an era where like that office should hold some type of
Respect.
prestige, respect, class.
Yeah.
Like
The
this-
times have changed. man.
Times are changing.
Times have changed.
We
That's
live in
it.
the era of the Kardashians and the Trumps.
Exactly, that's it. Well, that allows a president to be in power like he is right now.
It's crazy.
You know,
Right.
this is the people who are coming up now. Their mindset is totally different.
Yeah.
We're the last of the three thinkers. Once our age group dies out of bomb, people are done, man. They
I
are
will-
done and dusted. If you're educating your son, daughter, whatever, we are done.
I
Totally
will say
done.
this:
We're
they
the
made
last of the three
they
thinkers.
made an example out of Roseanne. It needed to be done.
Okay,
and
well,
it's not happening.
it's a couple of things on that because ABC is a little bit of a fucking hypocrite as far as I'm concerned. You cancel Roseanne's show, but yet you're still the same network, ABC and Disney, who suspended Jameel Hill for expressing her opinions on Trump, opinions that a lot of other people had. She called him a racist, and they suspended her. So it's kind of like it's a little contradictory. But anyways, Trump has weighed in on this and found a way to turn this whole thing around to focus on himself. Surprise, surprise. His exact tweet was, Bob Iger, forgive me if I'm saying that wrong, of ABC called Valerie Jarrett to let her know that ABC does not tolerate comments like those made by Roseanne Barr, who is a Trump supporter. He never called President Donald J. Trump to apologize for the horrible statements made and said about me on ABC. Maybe I just didn't get the call. This man can turn a conversation about vagina and menstrual cycles into something about him. Like, it is just, it's fascinating. But since then, Roseanne has somewhat apologized. She wasn't very reticent about the whole thing. But the reality of the situation is a lot of people lost their jobs, not just the cast. I'm talking about production. There's showrunners, there's gaffers, there's lighting technicians. All of these people lost. If I was one of them, I would sue the fuck out of her.
I think that first of all, she hopefully is going to crawl into a hole and die at this point. 'Cause
No,
everybody
she's
is-
going to be on Joe Rogan's podcast
Well,
on Friday.
Yeah, but nobody gives a fuck. Who cares? Who listens to that?
People
and
are gonna listen to
she
that.
attacked Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg attacked her today. Basically, she said that when you fuck up like this, you just got to suck it up and take it. Don't start pointing fingers at everybody else. But the one thing I will say is that I feel for the cast and crew, and I feel like the way that ABC should have handled it, because they were already greenlit for a second season, was just like have her like get killed in a really bad car accident or something like something that would make us all feel good.
Well, John Goodman
Easy
still
way
works.
out.
Do you know we posted a picture of John Goodman on
That
Hollywood
shit was
Unlocked yesterday,
hilarious.
I see that.
where he was walking his dog.
I
He
seen
looked
that, bro.
really
It was
sad.
naughty, bro. That was
Poor
naughty.
thing. All right.
Well, hold on. There's a little bit more to the whole story. She's blamed it all on Ambien. This is what she said.
Isn't Ambien a sleep aid?
Yes. So she sent out a tweet not too long ago, maybe about an hour or so ago. I'm not a racist. I never was, and I never will be. One stupid joke in a lifetime of fighting for civil rights for all minorities against network studios at the expense of my nervous system / family / wealth will never be taken from me. And then she blamed Ambien for creating a really strange
Girl,
reaction.
bye.
So the creators of Ambien basically said, have a seat, Felicia.
Bye, Aisha.
Bye,
can't
Bye,
put-
Felicia.
Well, listen. I don't really know how that goes, but I will tell you, after having that edible the other night in Vegas, I could have went on Instagram and said some reckless shit too. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that. Ambien wasn't having it. That's the whole point.
Ambien, like, they don't want no parts.
So speaking of Kanye, the Kardashians, and Chicago and whatnot, Trump, et cetera, recently with the Pusha T and Drake feud, Rhymefest has jumped into the fray. Now, Rhymefest is a rapper who has worked with Kanye West for a really long time. They're childhood friends, and as a matter of fact, Donda House was an organization that was conceived by Kanye, Rhymefest, and Donnie Smith to assist at-risk Chicago youth. Since then, the organization has fallen short of its goals because of funding. And so with this whole beef that was going on between Pusha T and Drake, one of Drake's responses was to create an invoice to basically say, to Pusha T basically, Ye owes us some money, da-da-da. So,
and then, by the way, in the invoice, he said for reviving your career.
Exactly, for reviving your career.
$100,000.
Exactly. So we'll get to the Drake Pusha T beef because it actually didn't start with the two of them. It started with Pusha T and Lil Wayne. It goes back way farther than a lot of people even know, like 2006. But anyways, I digress. Rhymefest enters the fray by basically saying, hey, Drake, when Good Music sends you that money, can you send it on over to Donda House because Kanye's basically like abandoned us. So Kim Kardashian picked up her phone and started to tweet in defense of her man. I gotta give it.
As she motherfucking should.
And you know what? Let me tell you something. I would definitely have to give her props for that because she is like a lioness when it comes to her family. You ain't gonna talk about that.
Let's go into the tweets real quick.
Okay. So, anyways, she decided to defend her husband by basically saying you're over leveraging Kanye's name and then ask Kanye to donate money to you. So stop with your fake community politics and lies. Truth is, you haven't been able to sustain the foundation. And she also berated Rhymefest for not bringing up the issue privately and threatened to make it her mission to take Donda House away from you and let my children run it the way it should be run. And so
I don't think North and Chicago are ready to run a foundation.
And she said that.
But I know what she meant.
in their names.
I know what she meant.
In their names. And then, teach them, philanthropy and whatnot. Because apparently she's about to go to the White House to talk to Trump about gun control reform. And
Kanye West is running.
Prison reform. Let me
Come on now,
stay
man.
corrected.
Kanye West is running for president. This is all just politics.
I now kind of
Listen,
believe that.
I could see Kim Kardashian as our first lady.
Fuck out of here.
Following Melania Trump.
Oh, God.
What age are you going to be to vote out in America?
I can't hear you.
What age is she going to be to vote?
18.
18. Okay. So that era of people, when that era of people who were kind of brainwashed like that, probably, to be honest, they would sway
They watch the Kardashians.
They watch the Kardashians.
Yeah.
So it's not so far from the truth. They probably will be casting a vote that way, we laugh now, but people would have laughed of Trump getting into power years ago. So
that's true.
I would like to take this time to say that for everybody who says Jason's messy, this is messy. Like, your mom's dead. You start a foundation in her name. The person running your foundation goes out and says you haven't even helped to raise money to sustain your dead mother's. Hold on, let me finish. Dead mother's foundation, and then all of this back and forth of airing out all your dirty laundry. People, what happened to people just having the respect of privacy?
It's actually worse than that. Rhymefest claims that when he approached Kanye about this privately, which is what the point that Kim was trying to make, but Rhymefest was like, I tried to do that, and when I did, his response was, fuck the youth of Chicago. I was like,
shit.
Yeah, that was kind of bad. Well, listen, I have said from the beginning, I think that Kanye West has never been the same since his mom died, and I think that he needs to get treatment. I think he's sick.
There's nothing wrong with getting treatment, people. It's a lot of people out there that need it.
I think he's sick. Okay. Well, I'm praying for Kanye. People were like disappointed in me that I didn't go in on Kanye. That's the thing with our people. Whenever we're down, we expect us to jump on their grave. I ain't gonna always do that. Sometimes I'm gonna take a position that I think some shit's fucked up. But in Kanye's thing, I've met Kanye before. I'll tell a story real quick. I went to a show in Brooklyn. Kanye West had got us, his cousin Ricky, who's a good friend of mine, got us in. They created a band just for us. They gave us unlimited access in the whole place. And after the show, Kanye came up to me personally and said, what did you think about the show? Mm-hmm. And I mean, he wanted details about what I thought about his performance, blah, blah. And then he asked me, what do you think about this red coat? Should I wear it? Should I not wear it? The fact that he was humble enough to ask everybody their opinion is one thing.
How long ago was this?
This was a few years ago. This is a while ago.
Okay, yeah.
But this is before his mom had passed.
That sounds about
Now, here's the deal. I also can see that, somebody like him who has a lot going on in his head, he probably just says a lot of shit he's thinking without fully thinking out how it's going to sound. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Because I don't think Kanye believes that.
I
don't think Kanye believes that slavery was a choice.
He is a grown-ass man. He needs to have had some kind of impulse control. It has to have kicked in at some point, okay? You just can't be running out in the streets all willy-nilly just saying everything that just like goes from your head to your mouth and getting diarrhea of the mouth. Like he's got to have some kind of impulse control. So I mean, the idea has been tossed around a lot that he suffers from, mental deficiencies.
Yeah, but you know what? Let's take my brother getting killed at 19 and me being a mega superstar with a super rich partner, super famous partner in a place where like I'm isolated, can't even grieve publicly. I can't even, everything I do is being judged. And I'm not saying that like all the shit he's done has been right. The Taylor Swift stuff I said was fucked up. There's things that he's done that's fucked up. But like when you're drunk, self-medicating, you're out there, you're super famous, you feel isolated. You don't know psychologically what he's going through. Now he's revealed that he's had liposuction because people were calling him fat or didn't want to be called fat. Like that's real shit.
Yeah. Well, I
just feel like, when do we embrace them? Like, do we wait until they die like Michael Jackson and say, "Oh, we miss him so much"? Like, when do you embrace them?
There's a lot of
these guys. They ain't doing nothing whatsoever. They got a pedestal to preach some power.
We built that pedestal, though. We built that pedestal.
Yeah, man, but they do nothing, man. These people, these are suckers, man. I'm telling you straight up, suckers. They do nothing. They don't preach to the people. They can make a huge change, and they go out there to speak dumbness. Other people in prominent figures right now, I don't care.
But Kanye West's obligation as an artist isn't to go out and save the world.
No, but in his earlier music, they speak about certain, he does certain things, and now it's just like he's a hot mess.
Well, I don't know. I mean, hot mess. I'm sorry. Yeah, the reality of the situation is that we all hear about stars. We were just talking about one a little bit earlier who who are rumored to remove a lot of people from their camp that create a checks and balances system. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got to have the wherewithal to understand that you don't have all the answers, and you should have people that are on your team that are going to check you when you're out of pocket. And the reality of the situation is, it has been long rumored that whenever somebody tries to do that with Kanye, he unceremoniously fires them. I know quite a few people that used to work with him back in the day, prior to his mom's death, who basically were given their walking papers like through a text, like, doors locked,
don't come back to
get
work.
keys changed, that sort of thing. So if you don't want to remain unchecked because you just want to be impulsive and you just want to run amok, well, then there's consequences that come along with that.
Yeah, and but I will say too, having now been on the other side of being in the public eye, I have people in my life who want to try to keep me humble or keep me grounded when really they just want to keep me down to their level. And there are differences. Like, you have to be able to know the difference. I do want people around me that keep me grounded, but let's be clear. I do have a vision for my company. I have a vision for what I want, and I hire people and bring people on to build my vision, not to tell me what they think it should be or should not be. I welcome opinions, but I guess you have to take it in different contexts, right? If I feel like, as a person who's in the public eye, if I can't say what I think and feel because of what it's going to do to you, then I'm not going to ever keep it real for me. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm not going to be boxed in to become some brand. At least I'm going to fight that as long as I can, to where, like, I can't say that 50 deaf and blind kids singing some kind of song to me ain't gonna make me chuckle a little bit.
Well, we've gone from the Kanye West who stood next to Mike Myers and says George Bush does not care about black people, to the Kanye West who is wearing MAGA hats. So
right, but that goes back to, you have to believe there's something psychological happening where you shift like that.
And who's to say that the people that
turned on Jay-Z?
Okay, who's to say that the people who were unceremoniously fired or pushed away were not the same people saying, Negro, go check in with go check in with a therapist. You might need some meds.
You don't want to hear that.
Maybe that's
well, God bless them.
Not
all
about
involved.
Humility. It's about
and shout out to Kim Kardashian for holding it down for her man.
Right.
Okay. So speaking of
Kanye
West and Drake and all that, what else is going on?
It's about to go down.
Because I did a video last night that I thought was really funny.
Tell us about
Did you
it.
see it? I
that
just
one.
basically said, like, can somebody please tag the stripper that he got a kid by? Because I'm trying to get her.
Not stripper, porn star.
Porn star.
Stripper, porn star, whatever.
Yeah.
Point her out.
Sophia.
She's cute.
No,
She's cute. She's bad.
Sadly, I was just in Canada hanging out with my guy, Ben Shimon. He's a friend of mine who used to be a boxer on the team. And his girlfriend was the girl that was just spotted with Drake, and they were walking around up in Canada. They were living together. He found out that they were together when it hit the internet, and then she came back to the house, and he left and let her keep the house.
Well,
I told him, let me tell you something.
yeah.
If say for instance, you know, I'm saying I'm dating a nigga, and then all of a sudden, like I see him like on social media with David McIntosh and Fred Siegel. That was a joke. I'm gonna feel some type of way, but no, So I basically did a video saying point her out, and they pointed her out. So what's going on with those people?
Okay, well, everybody has pretty much, heard about the Drake and Pusha T, beef. They're slinging insults and stuff like that. What a lot of you might not know is that it didn't even start with the two of them. People are like, since when do Drake and Pusha T have problems with each other? It starts way before all of this happened. It actually starts with Lil Wayne. So the controversy kind of starts between Pusha T when he was with his brother, and they were the Clips. Exactly. So they had done like they were wearing bathing ape clothing, and then they see Lil Wayne show up wearing bathing ape clothing. So then they created the song called Mr. Me Too. Remember that?
Yes.
So they basically said that he was an imitator. So that's where the beef actually starts. It's like way back in 2006 or something like that. Right, exactly. Okay, so everybody knows that Drake has been signed to Lil Wayne and Cash Money, et cetera, et cetera. All of that is culminated into what we're dealing with today. So what was the latest track was Infrared that just came out? Have you heard it?
Yeah, I haven't heard Infrared yet, but I heard I'm Upset, Duppy, which is the diss to Pusha T.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm going to be honest, I'm Team Drake all day, but Pusha T, he let him have it, and Adonis.
Right. Okay. So Kanye West has produced Pusha T's album. It's called Daytona, and Infrared is a song that's included on that, and that's where he kind of he comes for Drake's neck. So people are just watching with bated breath to see how this is going to unfold.
Well, one thing for sure, yesterday they played this song about 20 times back to back on the radio station.
Infrared, yeah.
Infrared. So basically he's talking about Drake's father, how he wasn't a good dad, and how his Steve Harvey suits made him who he is, how that's why him and his mother weren't together. He talked about his alleged son that he has by this porn star that he's pretty much paying her not to bring over here. He's talking about his dying producing partner of 40. Who
has cancer.
Who has cancer, and he went very deep in this song. Very
that's his latest track is the story of Adonis.
Adonis, yeah.
Yeah. And so that's talking about his rumored love child with Sophie Brousseau, who's a former French porn star. She's cute though.
I used to rub one out to her a few times before.
Okay, so let me just weigh in. Okay, so here's my thing. Pusha T is the president of Good Music, which is Kanye's label. You know that?
I didn't know that.
Okay, so if Drake is sitting in Wyoming creating an album with Kanye, and then he's dissing the president of his label, how does all this work? I'm so sick of stunts at this point. I don't even know what's real or not real anymore. And like I said, we were talking offline about, people from Love and Hip Hop. Anybody from Love and Hip Hop that comes out with some scandal, before you could even get into whether or not it's real, you start to raise an eyebrow. Like Little Brandy, she had posted something about having a miscarriage on Instagram yesterday, and it went viral. And it's just like, would you come online and do that? I mean, you just don't know. So I'm kind of looking at this whole Drake and Pusha T thing as it's just a beef to sell albums. But then again, it could be real. I don't know. These rich people problems, I can't even understand them.
I got rich, nigga. I could agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I can't, because Pusha T hasn't put out an album in a minute, but now he's putting out an album, and then now this beef is surfaced. And Drake's putting out all these new singles from his upcoming projects, so I can see what you mean right there.
Yeah.
Well, and Kanye West is involved with all of it. His Nas's new album coming out is Kanye West. Side note, Nas was performing at the hotel I was at in Vegas over the weekend. After the Cleese interview, I just didn't hope. I was hoping I didn't run into him, but I didn't.
He's going to produce Teyana Taylor's album, which I am really looking forward to. Oh my God, if you haven't heard her first album, it's amazing.
Teyana Taylor?
It's amazing. Okay. It's amazing.
Well, we'll be looking forward to that.
Yes. Okay. So, all
right.
while I was away, I saw that some shit was going down with Morgan Freeman. I was like, okay, what's happening with God? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what did he die? Like,
Leave
oh my
him alone,
God,
man.
I can't
That was a good
deal.
one.
I can't deal. But no, apparently the Me Too movement has come from Morgan Freeman. And this is where I was just like, I don't motherfucking think so. Hold on. Yeah. I need to do some investigating. So apparently a bunch of women have come forward and basically said that, you know, over the years being either on set with Morgan or having to do interviews, conducting interviews with Morgan, he has made them feel uncomfortable. He's made salacious remarks or whatever. I'm like, that doesn't constitute shoving him into the Me Too movement.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put him into the same category as I am Harvey Weinstein. It's not going to fucking happen. And then when CNN aired this interview with this journalist who basically says that Morgan made a lascivious comment towards her. When we actually saw the footage, everybody was like, bitch, he ain't even talking to you.
Wow.
He was referring to something that his co-host
So
has said.
I feel very passionately about this because at this point, it's getting out of control, right? Me Too, I thought started with Harvey Weinstein. Here's a job. You want this job? You want to make it in Hollywood?
Suck
Let me
this
show you
dick.
how to do it.
Yeah.
You got to suck on this dick. That's Me Too. Now, if you a nigga, you gonna roll up on somebody. We were at the club last night, and the girl was dancing in front of you, and you touched her hair. That's Me Too.
Now,
At this point,
Yeah.
if I just randomly say, yo, babe, you got a nice little ass. That's Me Too. Well, guess what? Me Too, motherfucker. If I think you fine and I want to slide in your DM, I'm going to slide in your DM. Every single time I meet a model who says, yo, man, I just want a model. I want to make it keep put me on. I always stop them and say, if you make it transactional where you get this and I get this, I don't even want to deal with you because I just have more self-respect for myself. But if you are somebody I'm dating or fucking with, like my ex, I'm going to make sure you're on. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to guide you. I'm going to put you in a position to get money. That's just how I am with my partners.
Yeah.
But this Me Too movement now with Morgan Freeman, I just feel like, who's next? Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny? Like,
I
who
can't
the
even
fuck
imagine.
else?
I can't even imagine Morgan Freeman hit like, ma'am, your teddy is also not like.
But
I can't even see him making some type of obscene comment like that to him. And not saying he hasn't, but they just coming out the woodworks now, and it's just unfortunate. Like last night, you say me touching, even just looking at you a certain way. You
Don't
can
look over
get-
here. Hashtag
You
Me
know
Too,
what I'm
bitch.
See, that's how they're abusing it now.
Yeah, well, Morgan Freeman's lawyer has asked CNN to retract the reports of sexual allegations against him, claiming that they were scandalous and untrue. And what really bothers me is that this man has a storied career. He has been around for decades. We have come to know him. We've come to love him. He is like, don't touch him. You know what I'm saying? He's like the fucking pyramids,
I'm
man.
not going to defend this person either, but like, for example, Kevin Spacey. I'm a huge fan of House of
Me
Cards.
too.
Huge fan of
Yeah.
House of Cards. Now, I just found out he was gay not too long ago. But being gay and being a pedophile, two different things.
Very
Be
different.
very clear.
Yeah.
I was shocked that, that came out. But when that did come out, before he even could respond, he was already found guilty. Morgan Freeman, now he got a lawyer up. If I do some shit that's bad, I'm going to own everything I do. But I'm not going to never become victim to being a brand that can't advocate for themselves. Morgan Freeman, if I was him, he is the voice of God. He should be out here on the motherfucking radio or at a podium being very clear, like, look, I wanted to fuck you bitches, but I didn't force. What did he even get accused of doing?
Is it a team?
Making them feel uncomfortable.
Is it a team? I believe this. Surely it's a team of journalists that have actually set out over time to actually kind of tarnish his name. Surely it's not just like a group of ladies or one lady's come forward and, thrown accusations. Someone's gone out there systematically, targeted people that they know have been in his presence before, maybe offered money, maybe offered something like that, to tarnish his name. There's no way.
But do you realize, like, in the gay community, you've been to the Abbey. Do you know how many people just may grab somebody's ass or touch somebody? That's like, I'm so confused now. So now, because we're in a world of more heightened sensitivity to being physical, or what are the boundaries now?
But here's the thing is, I haven't even heard about any of the accusations even being physical. Like, apparently what he's accused of even saying to this reporter was she was 6 months pregnant at the time of the interview. It was during when he was doing press junkets for Going in Style. He apparently said, "You are ripe." the fuck? So what?
You're
and
right.
then, boy, do I wish I was there. Are you talking about the moment of conception? He wasn't even talking to her.
Let me tell you something.
He wasn't even talking to her.
If my DMs get out, they gonna throw me in the fucking pool of the Me Too. Because I'm gonna tell you,
County jail straight.
I typically date straight men. So when I see a motherfucker,
Straight to bed.
can they say they feeling comfortable? Hell yeah. Because I slide up on them, I'm like, yo, let's get with it, you know? But I guess the reason why I bring it up, and let me be clear, I'm not defending Kevin Spacey if he's a pedophile. I'm not defending anybody, Bill Cosby and the Quaaludes. I'm not defending any of these people who, Harvey Weinstein, who are using powers of position to, like, you know, force women into sexual submissiveness. I'm saying that for all the men out there, gay and straight, we need to have some boundaries around this Me Too shit. I'm going to reach out to my friend who works at the Time's Up movement, ask her to come on the show, because I just want to know at this point, when is it, because, you know, like NRA, right? I used to work for a union. When you're a union that's built on certain things and you're getting funded to move the agenda for certain things, you will do anything it takes to move that agenda.
Right.
Time's Up is a nonprofit organization that is being funded to raise awareness, but at what point does awareness actually turn into some other shit?
Right. Because at this point, you know, I mean, I hesitate to even use the phrase witch hunt, because Trump likes to use that in regards to, you know, Mueller's investigation. But the reality of the situation is that Morgan Freeman, I haven't heard any kind of empirical evidence, any kind of accusations that even sound like he should have been lumped into the same category as Harvey Weinstein or even, you know, Bill Cosby. I know that might be unpopular to say, but the reality of the situation is like Aziz Ansari. He was lumped into the whole situation when, in fact, what I think happened was the girl had a bad date. You know what I'm saying? And she just was overly sensitive about the situation. I'm like, you pursued him, like, and his career took a massive hit as a result. This isn't fair. It's just not fair. I think that the whole Me Too movement has become very bastardized and convoluted at this point.
And I'm not gonna go as far as to say that. I've heard some people online say, "Why wait all these years?"
Yeah, so, I hate when people why do wait that. All this time though? Why now? That's what I'm thinking.
Because they wait.
But it's a team of people that go out and actually find these people. I believe it's journalists. Okay, let's target Morgan Freeman. Let's target this person. Then they go out and systematically go through every single woman or people that they've been in contact with and try and draw false stories from him. I don't believe it's actually women just thinking, you know what, today I'm going to get this person.
No, hold on a second. Nobody asks the kids who are now adults that were molested by priests and stuff like that. Hold on. We cannot talk about people's timeline and when they become comfortable with talking about trauma. You can't. That's just not a conversation that needs to be had. So why are these women coming out of the woodwork talking about this? It's irresponsible to say that one woman who, you know, had a random comment said her way, she cannot be compared to another woman whose head was grabbed and shoved into Harvey Weinstein's fucking lap.
That's cool, but for example, I'm just using an example for me. This is a personal example. Okay, I was dating the English Rose in the UK. She was a celebrity in the UK. She was deemed as the English sweetheart, white lady.
Kelly.
You know, yeah, Kelly, that's it. You know, right? And they didn't like a brown brother, you know, tattoos, like me.
Dicking her down.
So they tried everything. So what they did, they messaged friends, women, so many different people. They went through every angle to try and get stories on me about fighting. So all these people that would never have come and told stories before, then coming forward and telling these bullshit stories. And then they asked this one girl, right, who had dated over in America, real sweet, real nice. Okay, they asked her, oh, have you been with David? So she told a story, but it was a great story. Did they put that out there? No. They grabbed all these bullshit stories, hyped them up, and put them out there.
Well,
so
people never remember the good. They always want to highlight the bad.
They don't want the good. No one wants to listen to a fairy tale story. They want to see, you know.
Let me preface what I'm going to say with this. I think that if you have been raped or molested or anything like that, you should absolutely tell your story
in your time
when you feel that you're ready to tell your story. You know what's so crazy is now you take these real situations and you sprinkle a couple fake ones in there, and it all seems real.
Yeah, exactly.
I just feel like, I don't know. I understand your point though, Melissa. Like there are women or men that like don't have the courage to come forward until other things, but then I can tell you as a personal person living with it, like now you wait till I'm on TV or because now my shit's popping, you want to come with some bullshit?
When it comes to Harvey Weinstein, he was one of the biggest power figures in Hollywood for a really long time. He could make or break your career. He really could. He could blackball the shit out of you. Like you could, Mira Sorvino, I remember when she was like, big actress, Academy Award winning, and then she went ghost. Where the hell did she go? She came out with a story that he basically blackballed her. So it's a very real situation where women have been presented with options of suck this dick and get this job or don't work. Mm-hmm. And so, like everyone's talking about, it was their choice to do so and stuff like that. I mean,
but it also makes me realize and think and wonder how many of them girls or women out there that did take that sucking dick job.
I think that
it's a ton of them.
You can't suck that dick, then complain about it happening, taking the job. You can't suck the dick, get the job, then years later complain about it.
You can't lump all of them into the same category. You just you can't because each woman has like a different story.
Wait, so you're saying that if you suck the dick and get the job, then complain about it, should you give the money back for the job?
Man. You ate from the devil's palate, and you can't complain about the taste of the food later on. Hell no, man.
that was a good one.
Okay,
that's what a lot of people are doing.
We're gonna get a lot of mail on that one. Well, I will just say to anybody out there, this is the thing. What I will say is that I am more careful now. Like if I sense like the vibe is off, I'll give you another story, another example. So I meet somebody. And they're telling me all the things I want to hear, and we're talking online or whatever. So I'm telling them, motherfucker, look, I ain't got time for this texting. Just come to LA. Boom. I book them a flight. They come to LA. They get to LA or whatever. Of course, we go to a nice dinner. I'm spending money or whatever. And this person's just loving just loving it all. Mm-hmm. So then we're sitting across from dinner. We're sitting across from each other at dinner, and I put my hand on the table and touch his leg. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Oh, well, I think we should slow down." Bitch, you got on a plane.
This ain't Bobby Valentino.
So you know what I did? I put that motherfucker back on the plane and sent that motherfucker home. Because at that point, I already knew where this was going. You're staying in my home. You just flew here on a plane, and I'm moving too fast. You should be spending the night at a hotel then. Right. Mm-hmm. I don't know. This Me Too thing, I need some direction. I needed to come back to what the purpose was. I need some clarity because I'm going to still be me. I'm still going to be a nigga. And when I see a motherfucker that I want to fuck, I'm going to slide up and say, I want to fuck you.
Money motivates people. When this show gets more millions and millions of followers,
I got to stop telling people I want to fuck.
I'll be telling the story in each and every one of you.
So when the show blows up and we're on TV, I got to stop telling people I want to fuck.
Absolutely.
Damn.
I'll be telling stories.
I think the way you say it. It's the way you say it.
No, because in my community, we like to be very transparent. Like if I want to date you, I'm gonna say, look, we should get to know each other, and I want to date you. But nobody that's listening to this has heard this come out of my mouth. This is not how I talk. So Melissa, am I doing something wrong? What should I be doing?
Well, I mean, I'm not there all the time. Okay. However, I do know that you make your intentions very clear. Yeah. Very clear.
Oh, why not?
Strangling.
Not strangling, motherfucker.
Just with this dick. No, I'm kidding.
I can't come up to a woman and say
it's how I'm handling myself inappropriate.
I can't go up to a woman and say, I want to fuck you. They're going to either slap me or,
But a girl can come up to you and say, I want to fuck you.
Yes.
But why is that okay?
Oh, come on. We have one double standard working in our favor. We have one.
I was in Canada 2 weeks ago at the strip club, and this girl's across the room. And I say, can you hand me the Hennessy?
Uh-huh.
I'm asking for the Hennessy. And she says to me, do you want to eat my pussy?
Ooh, that's not my type.
Wait, hold on. This was in Toronto?
What club?
I went to Toronto.
No, I said this was
this was in Niagara Falls at the strip club. But the girl says to me, I just in a very innocent way asked for some fucking Hennessy. And she says to me, you want to eat this pussy?
You threw up in your mouth?
Now, should I have went online and said, I am offended. I was sexually attacked. Me too? No.
See, but
it was
Melissa's
just like you asked me to eat your pussy. You know I don't want to eat that sweatbox. I'm cool.
That's something I cannot go and say, you want to suck my dick.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now.
What the fuck
I'm gonna tell you right now. On behalf of the LGBT community, we still gonna roll up on you at the club and say, "What's up? I want to fuck." That's just the way it is.
I think that's the only way it works, though.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Is I think things are different in their community.
I want to remind people that Me Too is: do you want this job? Then suck this dick. That's Me Too. It is not rolling up on somebody that you think is attractive and saying, "What's up? I want to," What are we supposed to
Leveraging
Just
your
stop.
power and influence, and in order to gain sexual favors from somebody who really, is in a position.
And let me be clear, I only
In a lower
like broke
position on
niggas because it's flexible time whenever you need to take a trip.
Well, Harvey Weinstein like broke bitches.
No, but it's not. No, he was fucking with the A-list girls too. No, see, my ex.
A lot of times, actresses are actors and actresses are one paycheck away from being broke.
I like the people that I'm involved with to be able to. If we need to go to London to hang out with David, you need to be able to get on a plane. You go ask your manager at the Baskin Robbins if you can get a fucking day off. No, but all seriousness, all jokes aside, we do a lot of this for entertainment and humor, but this is a serious subject that I really think somebody needs to put their arms around and put some boundaries where we can understand it more, because I feel like at this point, I remember one time when Love and Hip Hop aired and some nigga went on Rosa Acosta's page. She had posted a picture of us and he was like, yeah, tell him he owe me $2,500 that I loaned him to make all his dreams come true.
Wow.
You know what I did? I added him and I added his girlfriend. I said, first of all, my nigga, my dreams are priceless. You couldn't afford them. Second of all, does your bitch know how much dick you suck? Let's talk about, since you want to go for me online, let's talk about it. See, the thing about me is I live out there.
Right.
So you can't come and get me. Shit.
Nice.
Me too, nigga, if you want to. Okay, well, listen, this has been an amazing show. Lots to consider here, people. Always good to see you, David.
Very good to be here, man. You guys,
My man.
It's good to
miss
be back,
you, bro.
man.
Yes.
X-rated talk, but it's real sweet.
Hopefully,
man.
you're able to hold on to that visa.
I'm gone. See us.
If not, you can give him his papers, Melissa.
I'm still a Canadian citizen. As a matter of fact, my green card is about to
shit.
expire.
You gotta go
Damn,
back.
so you can't even help give a nigga papers.
I can't. No. No, I'm useless.
All right, well, Melissa let us know at break that she's on her way to Barcelona tonight. So
Damn. You
should be
stay on that
nice.
plane.
It's okay.
Well, I hope you have fun.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
All right, everybody. Well, listen, enjoy yourself. Make sure you're subscribing to us on YouTube,
and I have to do-
Spotify,
yes.
Google Play, and iTunes.
And I have to say this. I got stopped. The girl named Anna that stopped me at Tequila said she loves me in the show. I told you I would shout you out. How you doing, Anna? And the dark-skinned girl you was with, I forgot her name.
Well, labeling her dark skin is probably not the best way to go out. But anyway, we're out. Well, peace.
Bye, everybody.